Hello, hello. Welcome to the Droppin Dimes Podcast, everyone. A special July edition. Here at the Droppin Dimes, we're generally an NBA podcast, going to be transitioning into a little football as well, American football that is. But today we're going to be talking about
Real
football, what everyone else in the world calls football, and we at America call soccer. And today I have an actual soccer fan with me. I'd like to welcome to the pod Billy Deakins.
Thanks, Michael. Nice to be here, buddy. It's been quite a tournament. Let's break this down.
Yeah, this should be a lot of fun. It's been a really great soccer World Cup, and just like having it here in America, obviously, like brings a little more to the forefront, a little more excitement. I think also the U.S. did a lot better than I've ever seen that I can remember. But we'll talk more about that. But first of all, while we talk about the incredible third place match yesterday evening, like, wow. I mean, it's just a consolation game. Who cares? But I think that the whole putting in of the backup goalies, man, that made for just quite a fun show. Billy, what are your thoughts?
Man, best game of the tournament, honestly. So far.
Wow.
One to go, but that had to be the most entertaining game. I mean, obviously, I think all of us thought with England up 4-0 at halftime, it was a no-brainer on this final score. But man, I don't know if France just played easy on the first half and then decided, let's see what we can do. But they came out a whole different team in the second half, and honestly, France should have won that game. They had
I mean, it
they
was
had
close.
several.
It was looking like that. Yeah, they had a number of amazing shots that were blocked. I mean, at the end,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they could have won that.
It's I'm
I'll tell like my little story. Just my wife is for the listeners. She's descended from French immigrants, and I mean her parents are French. So this is like a kind of a special place for her. She was super disappointed when they lost the last game. So we were watching in my household, and I think it was around the second, maybe third goal. She just straight up turned off the TV. She's like, I don't want to watch this crud. And then I'm like, oh, come on, what else are we doing? So we turned it back on. Spain scores yet another goal. I think she'd gone and taken a nap already.
yeah.
I'm like, don't look at the TV. It's 4-0, and then that second half, man, it was exciting. Those guys, those French players, to me, are just the best set of strikers in the tournament. Dembele, obviously
Yeah.
Mbappe, and then what's his name? The Os
Oh, yeah.
starts with an O.
Yeah. Michael Elise. Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are so good, and that was that was the highest scoring game in the tournament, and a lot of fun for me, especially as an American fan watching with all the scores and yeah. Then when that penalty happened, we're like, oh darn, I don't think the comeback's gonna happen. But
It's funny. I was texting with a buddy of mine in
Elise, that's what I'm talking about.
Elise. Yeah.
Elise,
Yeah. A buddy of mine in the UK, and was like, man, why couldn't you guys have played like this against Argentina instead of just going to a defensive lineup? And he's like, man, he's like, just mark my words, France is going to come back and score like two quick ones right in the second half. And sure enough, within the first 10 minutes, it was 2-4 and then 3-4. Man, yes, I think the penalty changed the outcome for sure, because France. But hey, like, they never gave up. They just kept coming and kept coming. You could see it. Like England came out a different team the second half. They were on the back foot. Like, France was just nonstop attacking. It looked like a whole different game, honestly.
well, at least they didn't go into like a complete shell like they did against
Yeah,
Argentina after scoring. In those last 30 minutes of that semifinal matchup, England just kind of brought everybody back and just let Argentina take shots at the goal. And it didn't seem like England was doing that in this game. They were still, playing loose, maybe a little too loose.
yeah. I mean, France just are. They just came back. They came out a different team. Like, it was what they. That first half team versus the second half team was like a completely different attitude, different approach. I mean, they just attacked nonstop. Yes, England got made it through luckily, but it could have easily been just the opposite France 6-4.
But where were those guys, Billy, in the semifinal match? Like, why weren't Elise and Dembele and them against Spain? Why weren't they more involved?
Yeah, honestly, man, they just played really flat that game. I mean, Spain's a better. And listen, I know you're wearing Argentina jersey, but I'm rooting for Spain. Spain's a great. Yeah,
No,
oh yeah, Spain's a great side. Like they've got a. I mean, Lamine Yamal is an amazing player at 19 years old. They're a deep squad. Argentina's got a lot more depth and experience, but I mean, I don't know. It's going to be a battle.
well, let's morph into our preview then. Hopefully, some of you will be able to listen to this before the finals, but chances are it'll be over. But we're going to talk about all the players and get into the World Cup final preview here. So you're into Spain. I got my Messi Argentina jersey on. Of course, I am the most fair weather of fair weather soccer fans. I basically watch once every 4 years, and I kind of like it by fandom to maybe like Europeans in the '90s rooting for the NBA. They all probably like the Bulls because they had Michael Jordan. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of the same with Messi and Argentina. He's just the most exciting player to watch. You can just tell, even as a fair weather fan, obviously. And oh wow, he has really delivered this tournament. My lord, all the late last second comebacks, he's either scored them or assisted them, and it's been quite a tournament for Argentina. Just huge comebacks, like over and over again.
Yeah.
Some might say some of the comebacks were a little fishy, especially that Egypt one.
That's yes. They should have been out that game, honestly. That was Egypt's game. I can't believe that goal got called back. But hey, Argentina
Yeah, that
is a FIFA favorite, no doubt.
I mean, just the inconsistency. They call that goal back where someone was fouled, like
Oh, at
someone
the
was fouled on the 5 yard line,
yeah,
basically, and Egypt went all the way down the field, like 95 meters, or I don't, whatever the size of the field is, and they called it back for some foul that happened like back on the quote unquote 5 yard line. And then the exact same thing happened with Argentina. Argentina scored this long one, and there were some questionable fouls right around, that in the right around that 5 yard area, and they didn't, even look at the VAR or anything. I thought
yeah.
that was a little fishy right
There's a
there. But
there's a
yeah, I
little
think
favoritism. I think it's been a big complaint across the board about FIFA and Argentina through several games, honestly. So
yeah,
that's a whole nother
Egypt had a
podcast.
yeah. Egypt had a right to complain there for sure. I think their coach got a yellow card. Half the bench got a yellow card. But anyway, let's talk more about this matchup that we got now. We got Argentina versus Spain. Let's talk, Billy, a little bit about the play styles. Just like as a fair weather fan, I noticed that Spain is really good at possession. It seems like, wow, they just keep passing the ball around. I think that from what I've read and seen, they're really high-powered midfielders. And these guys can really control the ball. And then Argentina is a little bit the same, but just like incredible on the attack. Very patient. They're very patient in the penalty box. I think when I watch these soccer games, I'm like what I actually am seeing less of, I would say, this tournament, and maybe it's just because the US wasn't doing it, is the like shooting from distance way over the goal, like kicking these balls way over the goal all the time. I'm seeing a lot less of that. And I'm seeing in these top teams, these teams that are winning are like they're patient in the box, and they're still, some of them are still making these spectacular goals. But Argentina, I would say, is the king of this. Uh, but Billy, you can tell us a little more about the play styles and yeah.
Yeah, Spain for sure is they rely heavily on possession, like you said. They possess the ball and they keep it. Like I mean that's their strength. They have some amazing young players. Lamine Yamal, arguably, outside of like Mbappe, one of the best young players out there. 19 years old, just absolutely incredible player. Argentina though, I mean, dude, they got the goat, man. They got the goat. Like that's he can punish you on a breakaway in a second. I mean, their benefit is they've played together so long now. I mean, they just won the last World Cup. So, and most of the guys on the team are the same returning players. So they've played together so long. They know each other's style. I mean, they're a well-oiled machine at this point. Whereas Spain has, some newer players that they don't have the ability yet to just like they know where they're going to be. Like with Argentina, like when Messi gets the ball, you can just watch the guys spread out. I mean, his ability to put a ball at a pinpoint is just insane, and they will,
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
yeah.
they will punish you on a breakaway if you lose the ball and they're coming after you on a 3-on-2. It's a goal. I mean, they've just got
I
so
mean,
many
but they
weapons.
also kill if you go into a shell like England did, they can also kill you that way.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
I mean,
there's
they're relentless.
yeah.
Like, I mean, that and I think that game though, that's on England's shoulders. Like I do not know why they switched to a 5-4-1. I mean, it was a terrible decision. Like they couldn't attack. They left Kane out there by himself, and they had Argentina's entire striker and midfielder line and defense pushed up past the half field. I mean, you could see it. They should have scored 5 goals. I mean, Argentina, like that was the difference in attacking ability was just incredible. I mean, England just turned into a shell, basically, just hoping and praying they could get through 60 minutes without another goal getting scored.
Yeah, that might be why your English friend was kind of
Yeah,
feeling so down on his team
yeah.
after watching that one.
It's typical English style. They every World Cup, I always, I watch Premier League, every weekend when it's on, and I always think, man, there's so many good English players. Like the depth is so deep in England. Like I mean, they should win every one, and every single time, inevitably, you just disappointed with their play. They, I don't know if it's like like the NBA thing, if you get a team of 5 superstars, it doesn't work. And I mean,
Okay, but speaking of that, let's get back to Spain. What I've noticed, especially early in the tournament, watching Spain, is they seem to be a little bit team of superstars, and they are very patient in that midfield. But once they get to the goal, they kind of are playing a little more hero ball and just go and just kicking in at trying to make the goal instead of being as patient there. That's something I remember from some of the earlier games. And maybe that to your point, it's that they're all young players. They haven't really played together as much, especially the strikers.
yeah, no, I mean, and you could see it like versus, when you watch Argentina play, they they have played together so long, and I mean, listen, Messi has nothing to prove, obviously. So, I mean, he'll lay the ball off just as easily as he'll take the shot and give somebody else the goal if it's the right move. I mean, they're so good at that. They don't need to to score the goal. Each player, like they pass the ball, they give it up. Whereas, like you're saying with Spain, yes, it's some younger players who want the glory and don't quite take that extra pass to get the goal. I mean, but we've seen that like this. It happens with a lot of teams, not just these. You get the young players that they want to be the hero.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of what I noticed. So yeah, I'm glad you've seen the same thing. But I will say that Spain on the other side is incredible. They have only allowed one goal, Billy, the
Yeah,
entire tournament.
yeah.
One goal in what is it, 7 games?
What are they at? They've got
Like,
one, two, three, four,
wow,
five, six. Yeah, 7 games already.
6 games.
Yeah.
Man, only one goal. Incredible goalkeeping. I think the goalie's either tied or maybe broken the record already for like amount of shutouts. But not just goalkeeping. I think it has to do with their possession, how much they keep the ball. Maybe they have like all world defenders. Maybe you could tell me, Billy. But how are they not allowing any goals?
Oh, well, they press. They press hard. So like they keep the ball for the most part in the other half of the field. I mean, their defense is amazing. Obviously, you don't play 7 World Cup games and only allow one goal. Like that's unheard of. I could I don't know the stat, but I fully believe that's got to be one of the most tournament shutouts by a goalkeeper ever. But yeah, their defense is
Yeah,
just they're
they were saying
clinical.
in the last game that he was either tied or about to get it. Of course, there's an extra game in this World Cup,
Yeah,
but
yeah. But they just keep possession, and that's that's their weapon. If you don't give the other team
okay.
the ball, they can't score. And
Yeah,
that's I mean
exactly. And then what would you call Argentina's play style? Or
chaos.
is like I hear this word like one touch.
Yeah,
Sorry, what did you
I
say?
said chaos. They just
Chaos.
yeah. I
Okay,
mean,
interesting.
just because they will attack you in so many different ways. I mean, that's it's not just out to the wings, down the wings, cross it. I mean, they will come down the center, they'll come down the wings, they'll they'll get you from every angle. I mean, and they're so fast, and like we were saying about Messi, I mean, he can turn nothing into something in the blink of an eye. I mean, there's a reason he's the GOAT. I mean, his ability to see the field and see plays materializing before they even happen is, I mean, there's nobody like him.
So he's the goat. So you're saying, I mean, when I was growing up, it was Maradona, right, or Pele.
Yeah,
So he's surpassed these guys. It's just
I mean,
it's a given now.
I think so, in my opinion, yes. Especially if they win the second World Cup. I mean, that will basically cement his status as the ultimate GOAT. But I
Okay.
mean, they got to get past Spain first, and this is going to be a insane game.
Well, let's talk about what do you think's going to happen? How do you see this playing out?
I mean, I'm going to say, it's going to be
I mean, is Spain going to be able to keep their possession against Argentina? That's a question I have at the beginning.
yeah. I mean, that's what they do. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt that they're gonna the possession will be favored to Spain. But the problem is Argentina. You make one mistake and they're like, it's over. There's a goal. So I mean, obviously, who knows what's going to happen? But I think, I mean, Spain will have more possession for sure. I think, and I mean, I'm going to go Spain 2-1. It's going to be my prediction. But um, it's going to be a battle. I mean, it's something I don't know if it's going to be as good as yesterday's game, but it'll be a banger.
Okay. What do we think? Let's talk a little bit about Spain and Argentina's route to the finals. So let's see here. Spain.
Spain arguably had a more difficult group. I
Yeah.
mean, Uruguay's
They had to play Portugal.
yeah, Uruguay's usually good. Portugal, obviously, Belgium and France, who were the favorites to win the tournament. So I mean, they had a rougher road. Although I mean, Argentina wasn't was no. I mean, their group stages were much easier, I think. But the Egypt game, obviously, I think there's a lot of controversy around that one that they should have been out at that game. The England Argentina game was great. I mean, they've played some heavy hitters. I mean, both of them honestly had one or two decent teams buried in there. I mean,
Okay.
Portugal and Spain. I mean, that's a good rivalry. Obviously, Ronaldo in his last World Cup it was tough. I would have loved to see Portugal go through on that, but and I mean, Spain's just so good. I mean, they're just like we were talking about. They just keep the ball. They just don't give you the opportunities to score.
Well, I just about Portugal. Yeah, I just can't pass up an opportunity to dunk on Ronaldo. Just every game I watched, he just as soon as the ball gets near him, he shoots it. And there's like at least one or two times where it's like let it pass through to your teammate. Your teammate's right in front of the goal. You're like on the side of the goal, Ronaldo, and he's kicking it like way out of bounds. So but obviously he's older in years and. But I think that maybe speaks a little bit to Ronaldo's mentality as well.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, I don't think the Portugal team is as deep as Spain or Argentina either. So, I mean, he is the pillar that it's built on. So, I mean, I imagine that they will struggle heavily next World Cup without him.
Okay. Or could be the other way. Ewing theory situation where they do better because they don't have to,
That
worry about appeasing him or
that is
something.
that is true. That is true.
Okay, I want to do a fun thing. Can you name for me, let's say we're picking like we're in the school top and you're gonna play like 5-on-5 soccer match. Pick the top players from Argentina and Spain. Let's go, maybe 10 deep if you can, in your opinion, Billy.
Oh, I mean, Argentina, obviously, you got Messi and Emilio Martinez. The goalkeeper is fantastic. It's I got man, I gotta see their squad completely. They're deep. Let's see.
Yeah, so like if you're gonna pick, would you put like Messi first and then Lamine Yamal second? Is he the second best player of all the people, or is the Argentinian goalie the second best player of all the people? I know they all play different positions, but just
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
in
Well,
terms of
yeah.
total
I mean,
impact.
for sure you got to go Messi, Lamine Yamal for sure. Martinez in goal, but then I mean Spain. Pedro Porro is in the background in defense. Man, he's amazing. Cucurella, another incredible player. But what do we got? Man, like Lisandro Martinez, Christian Romero, another phenomenal guy in back. DePaul, who's had an amazing tournament. He's been great, and Enzo Fernandez, the midfielder for Argentina, is just stunning. But man,
So
it's
if you had to say like the top five best players between these two squads, who would they be?
Messi, Lamal, DePaul, Cucurella, and Martinez.
DePaul's
Is the
what's
Argentina
DePaul play?
Argentinian midfielder? Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
You think he's one of the top five players? He's better than like Enzo Fernandez or Julian
I mean,
Alvarez.
they're very good, but I mean, I guess you gotta if we're just ranking them not based on any position or anything, then uh, then yeah, Enzo Fernandez, Cucurella. Man, it's hard to pick five, honestly. If you look at these squads, Rodri is an incredible midfielder. Yeah, man, it is. If you're looking at these squads, I mean, you could make two full teams that could compete with in the World Cup. Like outside of just these two. I mean, they're deep. Otamendi. I mean, it's man,
All right.
yeah.
Well, yeah. All right. Those are some good names for listeners to be watching for, and I think I'll just make my pick. Obviously, I'm wearing the jersey, and I think I see it going 2-1 for Argentina. Spain might be better. I don't know, but it just seems like Argentina's got a golden horseshoe up their ass or something, man. They just seem like the team of destiny here, and I think scoring 2 goals against a Spanish team that hasn't had but won the whole tournament, that might be a little much. But I think Spain can score on Argentina at least once. So in order to get that Argentine win, we got to give them two.
It's
Uh,
it's going to be a good one. It is going to be a good one.
Yeah, well, that should be exciting. And but let's just talk a little bit more about the World Cup as a whole. What do you think? What stands out for you, Billy, as the best games of the World Cup?
I mean, yesterday's game I think is has to be considered the best of the World Cup for sure. But outside of that, the the England Mexico game was one of the funnest games I've ever watched. That th- so exciting. And then the Cape Verde Argentina
Yeah,
game
that
too.
was cool. Just like the atmosphere of the game, like it was so loud in there. You could feel it through the TV. I think I was a little disappointed because England went up, a couple goals, but Mexico got a little closer with the penalty kick, and that was just kind of the atmosphere of it was really exciting.
Yeah, it, that was I mean to face Mexico in Mexico City in the Azteca. Oh my God. And to come out ahead. That's the first time Mexico has lost a national team game in Azteca Stadium in I think they said like 13 years or something.
Wow.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
that
that's
is
impressive.
that is it's a venue you don't want to go to as a as an opposing team.
Right. Yeah, so that's extra. Yeah, just kind of the build up around that game I think was really great. Probably I think, probably the most memorable for me would be that Argentina Egypt. There had a lot of controversy, but it what just an amazing comeback by
Yeah.
Argentina. they were down 2-zip. It looked like they were just done.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was almost 3-zip. They discounted another goal from Egypt, but wow, just like kind of the composure to come back. I mean, same thing against England. Both those comebacks were really tremendous. Just, I mean, England was kind of set back like some scared school children or
Yeah.
something. But Argentina still had to figure out a way to poke it in. They weren't. They decided not to do corner kicks against England, probably because they're much shorter than them, and so they were doing the kick out,
Yeah.
and it didn't work too well the first few times, but that third time was a charm, and Messi found was it Enzo Fernandez or whatever in the center for a great goal to cap off that victory.
Yeah. That was a
So
great
that
game.
was an exciting one. I don't know, maybe the Brazil-Norway matchup, that was a big, one of the bigger upsets. That Holland guy he's
He,
interesting character to
yeah.
watch, just how
He's
he kinda trumbles around the field and scores with his head or
Yeah,
whatever.
he's like Messi, but with 2 feet on him. I mean, like, and 2 feet in height. Yeah,
Right.
he's so dangerous. I mean, he plays obviously. He's on Man City in the Premier League, so I watch his games quite a lot. He's just a weapon, just a weapon. I mean, there's nothing. They have 2 guys on him all the time because you just if you leave him alone, he will punish you. Give him a inch of space, and he will score. Head,
Yeah, he reminds me of
foot,
like a
doesn't matter.
Andre the Giant or
Yeah,
something, just like
yeah,
big Nordic warrior who's
exactly.
like
Yes, yeah, that's his style, man. He's incredible though. Just such a dangerous player. Not, I mean, he's not like Messi where he's going to dribble through a bunch of guys, but you get it to him in the box and he will get it in the goal.
right, right. And that Cape Verde game was exciting. I was actually watching it back this morning, and
Argentina, Cape Verde
I
game?
think, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think probably at the time, because they were such an underdog, 67th in the world, a small little nation of 500,000. Wow, what a Cinderella story
Yeah,
for them
for
to make
sure.
it to the knockout rounds, to have Argentina on the brink. I think that the actual game, they kept pressing, which was great, but the goals were scored on corners, which to me is not as exciting. I feel like they're kind of these random things where someone heads it and it goes in. But otherwise, exciting moment. Definitely the Cinderella team of the
No doubt about it.
tournament, I would
They
say.
they won a lot of hearts.
Yeah.
Them and Norway, I think Norway as well. No, no, being they just making it through as far as they did, and Holland. I mean, it's them and Cape Verde for sure. I think are the story of the tournament.
Were there any other games you wanted to call out?
No, I mean the qualifier games they were okay, but like it didn't start getting good until the getting into the actual the knockouts when it mattered to me.
Well, one of the best games to me as an American is just that first USA game, man, and how we just came out swinging, 4 goals.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
we looked just we looked better than any US team I'd ever seen. We were like possessing, we were, patient in the box. And yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. That brought a lot of kind of excitement to America, especially. It's been a while now, a couple
yeah.
months ago, but
No, it is. They played well. That's certainly I think the one of the better USA teams in quite some time. I mean, Balogun is a talent. I mean, he's an important part of that, and Pulisic as well. I mean, but I don't know. I still feel like we need a little bit more depth in the back.
well, I thought we were looking really good, and not going to take anything away from Belgium because they're obviously pretty good. But what happened in that game, Billy? We just got trounced by Belgium. I mean, talk about a small nation as well. I think it's like the size of Rhode Island or something. What the heck happened?
I mean, we ran into a team that knew what they were doing. In my opinion, it's like that was their first real test. I mean, Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey are okay. I mean, nothing great. Bosnia Herzegovina is I mean, n- I'm surprised they made it through, honestly. But Belgium is the first real team we ran up against, and I mean, you could see the difference in caliber of players. I mean, between the two. We've still, I mean, US, the problem is like, you know, like you said at the beginning, we're going to talk about football, which football everywhere in the world is soccer. We still in the US, I think having it here is going to help. The interest in the younger players hopefully will be stronger now, and we'll be able to build a world class squad. But that's been our problem, is that there's there's just not the same level of academy systems in the US, and we just we ran into a team that supports and loves the game, and every kid over there grows up playing soccer, not baseball or basketball or American football. And that's
Okay, and so that's how you explain how like a place with 11 million people has more good soccer players
yeah,
than our 350 million. Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. Like soccer, yeah, obviously soccer is kind of a fifth place, I think, here in America. Well, sixth to disc golf, of course. Disc golf
Yeah,
is
of course. Of course.
no, but I mean, I don't know that we need to spend all the time on this, but it is the second most played youth sport in America, Billy. Like
Yeah, no,
kids do play and
for
stuff.
sure they do at the youth level, but getting them to go beyond the youth level is the difficult part. I mean, we have a great guy coming up now. He's 16 years old, plays for Philadelphia, Kevin Sullivan. He's he's already contracted with Man City. As soon as he turns 18, he's leaving the US. So, I mean, that's why Pulisic is so good. He's been playing in Europe forever, and Falogan doesn't play here either. I mean, he plays I think he's at Monaco. I mean, those guys are, you can see why they're the best players. I mean, they play in a completely different system and are exposed to, players that I mean, are just next level. But I mean, I
Okay.
really hope that
Yeah.
the tournament being here is going to, spark a bit more interest. And honestly, the MLS has changed a lot. I mean, it's gaining more ground too. I mean, obviously it's no NFL or NBA, but it's certainly, with Messi coming over, it's really, driven a lot of interest that way. So hopefully, I mean, that's what we need. We need kids to, instead of going, playing through sixth, seventh, eighth grade and then switching to football or baseball or basketball. We need them to stay for the beautiful
Yeah.
game, man.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what's missing. Well, one last topic I want to talk about is just if England kind of laid it. So it was kind of amazing, right? We had these 32 teams in the knockout round, 64 teams overall, and somehow in the semifinals, the top four teams ranked in FIFA made
Yep.
it, right? Some might say there are little hijinks there. But if you could replace any one of those teams, and my thumb would be on the England scale, who would you replace them from the tournament? Who do you think would have been most deserving of that spot as kind of the fourth best semifinalists?
Man, I would have. There's two. I would have loved to see Egypt go through. I think it would have been
Yeah.
just amazing for African soccer as well, to have a team from Africa in the semis. But I also think Mexico. I mean, obviously Latin America is
Oh yeah.
such a huge soccer culture, and man, Mexico was so fun to watch. I would have loved to see Mexico Argentina, or Mexico Spain. I mean, it would have been just what a game. But either of those two, man, both of those for sure are, I think, it's unfortunate that one of them didn't get through. But like you say, the top four teams in the ranking are the top four
Yeah.
teams playing.
I feel for Mexico, especially as a host nation. Got a lot of Mexican friends who would have loved that, obviously.
Oh,
And they do grow up caring about soccer, so
yeah.
I don't know in terms of play if they were, but they were one of the only three teams to win all three of
Hmm.
their group matches, so they were certainly deserving there. And then yeah, those North African teams, Egypt looked good. Morocco made the semifinals last
Yeah,
tourney,
Morocco's always
and
they're a decent squad, honestly. I mean, they're good. They're good. They always make it, they usually make it through. I mean, to out through knockouts, but just I mean it's hard. It's not the same when you're coming up against Spain and France and England and Argentina. It's not the same level. Much like us running into Belgium. It's just
Interesting. Yeah. France is just so good. But they didn't make it.
they did
Should
not.
be a good game today. And I think that does it for our pod, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in, Billy, or for coming in, Billy, and giving us your expertise. And thanks for listening, everyone. Cheers.
Enjoy the game, guys. Thanks, Michael.